Sarah is very upset at him. She keeps trying to bite him and knock him over and then hump him because she likes to hump. She's got the hots for Bruiser. But, all right. Welcome to another segment of Bitching with Sylvia. I'm Sylvia. This is my co-host, Juniper Berry, also known as the Junipepa. The J-Baby. Good girl. She's very cute. I love her. She's my puppy. Not anymore. She's going to be 3. All right. Today, we are going to talk about the gross misreading of your dog's body language. It's a real thing. I just did a whole post on like the number one dog myth that I just like pisses me off the most, which is like that when a client tells me like, oh, they know they shouldn't have done that. Look at how guilty they look. And I want to just sort of like follow that up with like what behaviors, like what body language signals your dog is giving that like you might think look like guilt. So a lot of times like people will look at a dog and they'll be like, oh, well, you know, they see this like face and they're like, oh, he's guilty. And it's like the dog's ears are back and his tail is tucked and he might have some like whale eye, which is like where you see the whites of the eyes, and their pupils might be dilated so their eyes look extra black and like shiny, so they look like very cartoon like you can almost see a glisten. I feel like a cartoon animal would look this way when they're being like anthropomorphized to like be showing a guilt emotion. And I think that like we then, because we watch cartoon animals as children, like we then internalize that and we take that anthropomorphization and apply it to like our dogs to give their body language a more like humanistic emotion that we can relate to and understand, which is fine. And I'm like totally happy to have you like know the things that are anthropomorphic about your animal, which by the way, I know that's a big word, but basically it just means like humanizing them, giving them human emotions. Because things we know, for instance, right, is like we've done MRIs on dogs. We know that they love. They do actually like love on a chemical level. They release oxytocin in their brain. Like these are things that we know dogs do, right, emotionally. We know that they can feel angry. We know that they have rage and fear and excitement. But what most people don't know is what a dog looks like when they're enraged, excited, scared, in fear. And I think that a lot of times we overcomplicate and misread our dog's bodies and then apply a really complex emotion to them. And like, I'll just use guilt as an example. So you come home from work, you find that there's pee under the dining room table, you glare at your dog and they go, oh, and your brain goes, oh, you little shit, you knew you weren't supposed to pee on the table. Why are you peeing in the house when I'm at work? Like, why, you know you're supposed to hold it. Okay, so those are all the things that are going through your brain, right? And you're looking at your dog and your brain is going like, oh, they feel guilty. Here's the body language that you're seeing that might indicate that, right? So I'll go over it again. So I wish we could get like a little image of like Scotty, can you like superimpose a little image of like a scared dog next to me? So it's like, we'd be like ears back, whale eye, tucked tail, slouching body. They may even do like a rollover with like one foot up, like, right? That body language isn't guilt. That's fear. And you may miss these cues in other scenarios where your dog is exhibiting fear. And why they're afraid is not because they have hindsight and are like, oh shit, I peed in the house 2 hours ago and my owner just found it. Like, no, they're reading your facial expressions, which is probably like furrowed brow, huffing, flaring nostrils. They can smell the chemical change in your body that has happened because you're angry, and that is what's indicating their body language. So if we put that scenario through the lens of your dog, it's like you came home from work, you found pee under the dining table, you glare at your dog, and they go, oh shit, mom is super pissed off. She must have had a really bad day at work, but she looks really angry. They have no idea that it's them. So there's a really great book. I've talked about it on this segment before, and I talk about it all the time on my Instagram, but Doggy Language. I feel like everybody should own this book and know what their dog is actually communicating. I want you to know how your dog is feeling, but I don't want you to make up some pretend feeling that they're having. And just like as a general rule of thumb, your dog doesn't have hindsight or a moral compass to feel guilty or like they've done something wrong. So like let's just educate ourselves so that we can do better when we know better. That's it for me today. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you're not. Please send this to a friend who thinks that their dog is like extremely emotionally manipulative. And yeah, I'll catch you next week. Same time, same place. I'll just like be sitting here until next week. Bye.